So in the past couple weeks I've been experimenting with different ways to sense when the build is finished and different ways to get a print off of the build plate. This week was my first test of designing and printing a fully integrated part that can walk right off the build plate. I used the light sensor idea that I brought up in my last blog post to sense when the print was finished based on when the light sensor got covered by printed material. In this test I coprocessed an Arduino Mini, a light sensor, 2 servo motors, and a battery holder. Here's what happened during the print. As you'll notice, my design is similar to the design that I came up with 2 weeks ago, where I have 2 cam-like wheels and a center body that houses the electronics. All of the parts have minimal build plate contact and large overhangs to make coming off the build plate easy. The coprocessing step was fine, as you'll see, but it had a few complications and I had to keep stopping and starting the print to fix things. Now I had a huge mess of wires to connect all my different components, and that's where the issue came up. You'll notice that I have this housing for the light sensor and for the Arduino Mini. Once the channel above the light sensor gets covered by the printer, a timer goes off, and once the timer completes, the motors will start to turn and pull the part off the build plate. The wires and their insulation aren't really the best at withstanding the heat of the extruder head, so as the extruder head started to pass back and forth over the wires, they heated up and I think some wires got shorted, which meant that when it was time for the filament from the printer to cover the light sensor, everything started going crazy. So my print was able to detach itself from the build plate, but not quite in the way I wanted or expected. Over the next couple weeks, I'll be experimenting with different types of sensors and electronics to see if I can clean up the system a little bit and get a reliable print off of the build plate. If you have any ideas, let me know, and I'll see you soon.